I gotta send the invite. But guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another episode, season 4, episode 4. On today's episode, we're gonna be talking about Dani Olmo because, as the title said, Barcelona going all out for Dani Olmo. Oh, well, apologies. Hold up, give me 1 second.
Yo, get that cut out of here, bro. Come on.
There we go. There we go.
Come on, be professional.
But professional. But guys, as well, if you guys do want to join, just feel free to click on the streamer link that I do post on X, and then you guys will be able to join as well. And we can talk a little bit more with you guys. And there's already some comments. So what's up, Pineapple? What's up, Luke? Welcome to the stream. And I've already seen some of the comments right here. I basically want to start off right here with this comment. Why are we pursuing Dani Olmo? I don't get it. But just to give you a quick summary before we get started with the episode, guys. Barcelona, they've sent a second offer to RB Leipzig, roughly for 55 million euros fixed, 3 million euros, no, actually 4 million euros, in variables that are easy to get, and 3 million euros, which are a little bit easier to get. So in total, it would be roughly 62 million euros. So that would be the package. But RB Leipzig have said no, and they want the fixed fee to be 60 million euros. They're holding out for that. And Barcelona right now, the priority with Nico Williams being on standby. It's what does that even mean? They're going after Dani Olmo. What's up, Sampana? Welcome to the stream. But Avilo, I haven't gotten your opinions, since the whole Nico Williams is apparently going to be staying at Athletic Club. Well, I don't want to say that he's staying at Athletic Club because he hasn't given his decision. But what do you guys make of all the rumors and circulations that have been happening right now in the media?
Look, man, here's the thing. In the Euros, he knew how much publicity he had on him regarding the Barca move, and he never shut down the rumors. He never said, I'm not going to, he never confirmed it or denied it. And when you don't deny that right away, it kind of shows that you're thinking about it, that you're contemplating it. So, and it's like we were saying, the Barca train only comes by once. He better be real sure about this decision to stay at Athletic Bilbao, because if he decides to stay there, and that value up to 100 million, it's 100 million, right?
If he stays his current release clause is 58 million euros. That's the current release clause.
No, but what I'm saying, it will go up to 100 next year, right?
That's the offer that Athletic Club they are putting on the table. So
right.
So right now, what the deal is that Athletic Club they are pushing for Nico Williams to stay, and they're going to give him a new contract, which is going to increase his salary, maybe increase it by a couple million. And then as well, when you are going to be paid more, Athletic Club, they're going to change that 58 million euro release clause and move it up to 100.
No, look, there has been way too much publicity regarding the Barca move, and he never denied it, so it kind of pisses me off, and it should piss most Barca fans off, because this move, to me, it seemed like a guarantee. At that point, after the Euros, it almost felt like it was going to happen for sure. And now, who knows? Maybe he ends up deciding to go to Barca, but it's kind of embarrassing and disrespectful from him after everything that he got regarding the move during the Euros. And now it's when he decides to be on standby. I don't really respect it, but hopefully he still makes the right decision to go to Barca. If he stays there, man, I really hope that he doesn't regret it, because from Athletic Club to Barca, it's quite a leap. That is quite a leap. And maybe really hoping he doesn't make the mistake that his brother made. So, of staying there for his career. But, and then, if you want, should we get into Dani Olmo right away? Or
No, yeah. And I wanted to ask you about Dani Olmo. Thoughts on Dani Olmo? Is Dani Olmo even worth, for example, this 55 million euros?
Look, I like the move. At this point, we can't just be like, oh, it's Nico Williams or nothing. Because if we decide that, we might miss out on Dani Olmo, and we need some sort of improvement up top. And if Dani Olmo, I'm really hoping that it comes as Nico Williams and Dani Olmo. But if we have to settle with Dani Olmo, it's better than settling for nothing. Really hoping that what he showed in the Euros sticks a little bit. Obviously, those performances are not always typical for a player of that level. But I'm really hoping that, I mean, at this point, we can say that it's almost guaranteed that it's coming. It's already agreed. So, agreed on terms at least. So
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
hoping that,
it's personal terms right now
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
between the
yeah, yeah.
player and the
Right, right.
club
Right.
and
So
everything.
I'm just hoping that this is not the only move. I'm hoping that this is like the backup for worst case scenario that Nico Williams stays in Bilbao. But again, if we're able to bring in Dani Olmo and Nico Williams, it looks great. Dani Olmo by himself looks, to me, looks underrated. I think people are shitting on Dani Olmo way too much.
You think so? You think so?
I think so. I think so.
Oh, okay. Second, welcome to the stream. Thoughts on Barcelona paying 55 million euros for Dani Olmo? Do you think that that's something that Barcelona should be paying for him or no?
Did you hear the statement from Hansi Flick that he
Oh,
said that
right there, the volume is a little bit low. We can't really hear you.
did you hear the statement from Hansi Flick, that he said that we want to create a project like Manchester City has.
Yeah, I did hear about that statement. Yeah.
So I think like Manchester City plays on a one wing, they play a true winger, like Doku or Grealish, touchline
Yeah.
winger.
Yeah.
And on one side, one and another wing, they play a number 10, as a winger, like Bernardo Silva or Foden.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think maybe, I don't know, Hansi Flick demanded for signing, Olmo, but maybe I think according to his statement, maybe he will play, Danny Olmo on the left wing.
Okay. Um,
Also, he can play multiple position, as a cam, both wings, number 10, false nine. So
the
uh,
that's true.
it can also work as a substitution for Lewandowski. He can't play full 90 minutes at this age.
He can. He can. Okay.
I
See,
am not I am not worried about his signing. Only fact is that we are overpaying and his injury record. That's the problem. No difference on the quality of the player.
here, I don't know this the whole situation in regards to Dani Olmo, which I did talk about in my video earlier today, is that Dani Olmo is a very good player. Because I've been seeing comments and comments like in the watch long and previous videos and everything. Dani Olmo is a talented player. We've seen that in the Euros. He did have a good season. Just two things. One, I don't think that he's worth 60 million euros. I think in Barcelona's financial situation, to be paying 60 million euros, you need a player who can be a difference maker. And I don't know if Dani Olmo can be that difference maker, for Barcelona. And then, the most important topic is that Dani Olmo is coming into Barcelona to play a position that we're already stacked in. We have Pedri, we have Gundogan, we have Fermin, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be paying 60 million euros for what is going to be what, a bench player. Because if you pay 60 million euros, he has to be a starter. It's simple as that. You're not going to be paying 60 million euros just to have him sitting out on the bench. And so, what do you do then? Do you play Dani Olmo
You
out
know,
on the left wing?
I agree with you that we are overpaying for him. We should have bought him for first offer that Barca offered, but Leipzig rejected it. 40 million plus
Yeah,
add-ons.
yeah,
That should have been the offer. But I also think that he will pay if he plays on the left wing, so he will he come inside. So there is a place for Balde to overlap on that wing. So I think
yeah.
it will balance the squad in a way if you think about it.
I just
Like
it's
Jao Felix also used to do that. He used to come inside and Balde used to overlap on the wing.
See, but like for example, we've had like a hole in that left wing since the departure of Neymar. Like we need to fill that.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
we need an actual left winger, for example, because our left back is our left back, for example. Like, yeah, he can be attacking and everything, but we want to be our primary outlet to be that left winger who can go 1v1, who can be
Yeah.
attacking and everything, you know?
But do you think how many teams in the Europe have one-on-one wingers on both the wings? I think not so many teams comes into mind, and it is not
Yeah,
necessary.
yeah,
According to
but
me, we can
the
play
issue the,
without it.
the issue is that a team like Barca, at least the plays that we're seeing, they do need an established winger down that side. Hansi Flick didn't just come in and completely switch that ideology of having less impactful wingers. We need someone like, again, Danny Olmo coming along with Nico Williams would be great because Nico Williams is the perfect player for us. But it's like Elias is saying, if you're paying 60 million for a guy that's gonna play that's gonna come in during the 60th, 70th minute and provide some spark, that's not 60 million worthy. And he is not a left winger. So it's like Elias said, it just adds more cluster to the midfield that already has way too many players. And Lewandowski, at least from what we're looking right now, he's gonna be the starter up top. So
Okay.
Dani Olmo is not gonna take over from him. So it's a tough situation. It's just that Barca does rely heavily on wingers. We see how much Lewandowski will benefit from wingers. So I don't know. I don't think they can run out Rafinha and Jamal at the same time on the wings. I don't think that works.
I agree with you, but under Xavi we
It's
used
not
to
gonna
rely
work.
more on the wingers, But the first game we saw against the Manchester City in a preseason in Hansi Flick era, you know, instead of the wingers, he was focusing more on the interiors and making the play,
Okay. Okay.
between the midfield.
And NJ, well, welcome to the stream. But Dani Olmo to Barcelona. The
Wait,
thoughts about that?
can you hear me? Or
Yeah, I can hear you.
clear, right? You clear
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
right?
perfect.
Okay.
Everything sounds good.
All right. So with Daniel almost signing, yeah, I know that you guys are not a fan of the price tag, but come on, like in a market that we hear now, well, it's very expensive. 55 million is nothing basically nowadays. But again, it makes sense because especially for a club like Barcelona, we're in a
No.
tight, well, we're not really tight of budget. We're just cut with a 1-to-1 rule. But in reality, we're not really broke. We can sign anybody. It's just that the thing. But with Daniel almost signing, it makes sense. Come on, like are we gonna rely only on Pedri, Pablo Torre, and Fermin Lopez the whole season?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like you did talk about that, in the watch long. You did
I
say
don't
that.
know. Yeah, I told you, it's kind of hard to explain it in the chat. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
That's
it's
why.
like, no, but continue.
Oh yeah. So again, let's say we didn't sign Daniel Olmo right during the season,
Yeah.
and let's say halfway in the middle of the season, something happened to Pedri. Are we gonna rely only on Pablo Torre and Fermin Lopez?
No, I mean that's right. You do have a point there. Like Dani Olmo coming into Barcelona, he could, play a significant role because Pedri, he is very injury prone.
Yeah.
He has missed a big part of the season. But the thing is, Gundogan is also there. Fermin
Yeah.
is also there, and you also have Gavi. And even Pablo Torre, which you did talk about. And the thing is, I want to point this issue and move the conversation to like what's the plan for Barcelona? Because last season, what were the two biggest holes in the team? It was that left wing position and that pivot, the
Yes.
midfield.
Yeah.
We
100%.
haven't seen no guys. We're in August right now. The summer transfer windows opened in the beginning of what, June and,
Yeah.
and something like that. And we haven't had a single signing. We're the only club in La Liga not to make a single signing. Our left winger is, we have nothing agreed to there. Our midfield signing, which was supposed to be, either Joshua Kimmich or Amadou Onana, both of those deals fell apart. We looked at Mikel Merino. He's heading over to Arsenal as of right now.
Yeah. That's
Terms
the
are
one
being
I'm
agreed.
freaking annoyed. That part going
Yeah,
to Arsenal. I'm like, why
yeah.
go to Arsenal?
I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing you just like the Premier League and everything like that.
Yeah.
And what happens with basically the departures at the club as well. What exits are happening,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Lenglet still at the club. What's the whole Roque situation happening, and the
Yeah.
Joels as well. And this
All right.
whole
Yeah.
situation, you just think like, what is Deco actually doing at the club? Because these are big weeks for Deco, and he just he isn't having the success
Yeah.
that we're calling for at the moment.
All right. Let me land. All right. So for the first one, for the deco, the one mistake that Laporta did was, taking off Alumani in the group, in the board, and putting Deco on that because clearly you can show like as Deco as a club legend, he doesn't know
Yeah.
what he's doing as a sporting director. He's
No.
quite biased in the South American League, like and plus and the people that he was trying to get, he can't pull the trigger because he doesn't have that respect
Yeah.
in the name.
Yeah.
Unlike Alemany, like compared to like he was able to brought Ferran Torres.
Yeah, Andy, talking about that point, do you guys realize that Deco, he flew to Portugal, when Porto were interested in Mikael Fay, and they said 15 million euros, and Deco, he went, and they put an offer of 5 million euros on the table. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like, you
exactly. There
have
you go.
Deco going over there, and what's funny enough, Danny Olmo, he wants Barcelona. It's not Danny Olmo putting any stops or anything like that in regards to to this Danny Olmo operation. It's RB Leipzig, and Deco's going over there meeting his agent, meeting Danny Olmo. No, what's the point? You need to meet with RB Leipzig, and then you have Nico Williams over here on the other side, where you're not meeting with him. You're not meeting Nico Williams and trying to convince him like, hey, come to Barcelona, come to Barcelona, where you don't even
Also,
really agree anything with
also
Athletic Club.
also I think I agree with we are putting all the blame on the Deco. I agree with that. I also don't like Deco, but
Yeah.
last season how Xavi convinced the role of the manager in the signing, so is also important. Xavi convinced
Okay.
multiple player like Kunde, Rafinha to sign for Barcelona.
Yeah.
But
Like
the issue,
other than other clubs.
Sake, but why is that?
Xavi
Why is that? I say
that
it's because
that's from
Xavi,
Laporta.
he personally picked up the phone saying, "Hey, I'm Xavi. I am this footballing legend. I want you at the club." How many times have we seen the report? Him
exactly
calling Kunde, him calling Rafinha, saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
Lewandowski, whoever, I want
exactly
you at
the
Barcelona."
That's my
But
point.
Elias,
The word of a football legend, a player like Xavi counts. Inside the minds of the players. I
Yeah.
yep, can
don't
you
know
hear
if
me?
Hansi
Yeah,
speak
yeah, we
Spanish.
can have a
How
look, but
will he
but just
convince the players
let
and
second
all that?
finish.
Yeah, yeah, I'm finished. Go on.
Um, no,
Yeah, no.
I would know.
Are you sure you're finished, bro? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt.
yeah. No, no, no problem. No problem. I was just
All
saying
right,
that
no,
the Xavi. Okay, go on.
Oh my gosh.
no. Look. I see this more of a Laporta issue because he should have his eyes wide open in this situation and realize that disconnect between him, Deco, and the coach cannot be happening. We already saw Vito Doque. Now we're seeing it as a recurring theme, and it's like he very well said. Under Alemany, we weren't really seeing this issue, and he was almost like the rock that was holding the team together in terms of signings.
Yep.
So
Facts.
now it's messy, and for a team that cannot be wasting money, they they are risking throwing money away with mistakes like Vitor Roque. So I mean,
But I don't get the disconnect. He's running the dictatorship. He's the one appointing the project director and all that. So
No,
how
I,
come there be
I mean,
disconnect in between them?
it's nepotism. Like,
Yeah.
I
it's
don't think it's a disconnect. I think it's inexperience from Deco. I think it's the
Yes.
same problem that Xavi had as manager. For example, Deco, he's in like a sporting director. He was an agent. And now he was thrust into that position just because
Yeah.
Laporta, he had trust in him as a friend. I think that's the problem
Yeah.
with
That's the problem.
Laporta's second tenure,
Yeah.
just a lack of experienced professionals
yeah.
in key positions.
Yeah. Like then that's a problem as well. Like we hire former players as a staff members. That's a
There we
problem.
go. There we go. This is Barcelona. This is the one of the biggest club, if not the biggest
Yeah.
club in the world.
And usually it does not work well. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't hire friends if they don't have that
Yeah.
resume there. You
That's
know.
why that's why Alemany was so perfect because he didn't have that friendship with anybody.
Yeah.
Like do your job. If you don't, then we'll fire you. We'll get new plan.
Guys,
But with
no, continue, NJ.
yeah, like
Okay.
even back then when Alemany was the sporting director for Valencia, he was able to sell Andre Gomez for like 40 mil to us.
Oh yeah, yeah. He
I
did.
mean,
Yeah.
even the clubs like Aston Villa and West Ham signing sporting director, experienced sporting directors like
Yeah.
Monchi,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
here we are,
No.
Barcelona signing former players as
Yeah.
a sporting director with no
Yeah.
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a problem. That's why Alemany had a problem with Laporta halfway because Laporta wanted to sign former members, even though Alemany didn't want that. He wanted like new regime, new players. It conflict. That's why he left.
Should have kept Alemany because Alemany isn't the one finding signings. It was lost Xavi during Alemany's reign, and we won La Liga that season. And the next season, Xavi came in. He
Yeah,
barely got any signings.
facts.
I mean, we didn't get rid of Alemany. That's the thing. Like
No, he
Alemany
left.
Yeah,
left.
he chose to
Yeah,
leave.
yeah. Like he chose to leave, and I mean, it makes sense. You know, like
Yeah, but
I
he
believe
also
he's
left. He also left
yeah.
because when him and Deco worked together, Deco had a different vision than him.
No, no.
And,
He
I was
and
just
wanted to sell, I think he wanted to sell Frankie De Jong, but that that's what the
yeah.
difference was about.
Also, yeah, there were some issues, between like Xavi and like Alemany as well, and Deco there as well. But
He
also,
was right.
I believe he's in Aston Villa right now. It's just like the project that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
offer, the
yeah.
contract, and
yeah,
everything. It was the
even
money.
even them they're signing new players,
Yeah,
and they're trying to sign Joe Felix.
Also,
yeah,
that was the rock, between last season. We didn't give Xavi any signing because we couldn't sell Frankie De Jong. So that's why I think we didn't able to, give signings to Xavi. That's why he left, I think.
yeah. Okay, guys, question: how do you guys think this transfer window is gonna end? Because as I said, we're in August right now.
I have a question for that. No, I have an answer for that. So
Okay. Oh,
since it's August now, right? Every
yeah.
club, every club in Europe are not signing players right now. Like even Arsenal signed late players, like Calafiori. Even Madrid signing late players as well, because they're like checking the Euros and the Copa America to see who are players who are hot right now who are able to contribute. That's why everybody's like so delayed right now on signing players.
Okay, but how do you think Barcelona's transfer window is going to end? Like, which signings do you think are going to happen, and which departures do you think is going to happen? Because
Okay,
right
so
now, Deco has not done anything. He's in
yeah,
Barcelona.
true.
I mean, he's in Portugal. He's in Europe.
Yeah,
Trying to finalize all the deals, but he hasn't done anything. You
I
know.
wouldn't be surprised if he can't finish the Olmo signing last minute,
Wow.
because
Says,
he doesn't have the power of it and respect in other clubs, you know.
mm,
Because they know how how do you say that, like, not how do you say the word, he's not.
um, the admiration, respect,
Yeah, there we go, yeah,
power.
yeah, unlike Alemania, because Alemania was able to sign players right away, right? Compare.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically the negotiation power.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one, yeah.
See, but the thing with RB Leipzig and everything like that is that I I am confident that Barcelona can get that signing, but I think it's just going to be desperate from Barcelona because
Yes.
RB Leipzig, they've been firm in their stance and say, hey, I want 60 million euros, and Barcelona,
Yeah,
they gave in 3 offers in 3 days, which is
yeah,
absolutely crazy.
yeah. With Leipzig, they're really good when it comes to their business module. Like
Yeah,
they
and just keep this in mind. RB Leipzig is
yeah.
throwing Deco around saying, like, hey, give us the money and everything. It's crazy. It's crazy how we have
Also,
RB Leipzig, a company named after an energy drink,
Yeah.
toying around with Barcelona. Just
again,
it's ridiculous.
we already don't have time, in the window. We were
Yeah.
just hanging on Nico, and now pre-season is starting. Season will be started soon, and
Well,
we
like the season
cannot
start August
blackmail RB
17th.
Leipzig like that.
Yeah.
Okay, which signings and which departures do you guys think are gonna happen? Because my worst fear is at the end of the summer, we don't have Nico Williams. We signed Dani Olmo, but we overpay big money,
Yeah.
and we potentially have Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo come back to the club because
Wait,
Barcelona they
Felix gonna
can't.
join back?
The thing is today, there's reports saying that Barcelona they're not giving up on the Joaos.
Okay. Like I know the Cancelo, yeah, for sure, but I don't know about Felix though.
No, no, no. See. The thing is because like if you're only signing in the summer so far is Dani Olmo, then I'm thinking that the club, in a panic, in a sense of desperation,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gonna go after Joao Felix and say, you know what, alone, please, like one
Yeah.
more year of Joao Felix, and we're gonna be stuck with that.
I feel
That's gonna
like
be absolutely
yeah.
ridiculous right there.
I know like right now it sounds ridiculous, but if it's under Hansi Flick, who knows? Because you know, but
But
it
like,
depends.
I mean, we received enough of Joao Felix at Barcelona. Like,
I mean,
we see what he can do. Like, are we gonna have another 10? You know?
I had to yeah. Felix it's a 10. Yeah, I forgot. He's on a wing. Really,
Yeah.
he's on a
I mean,
winger.
it's that. How can I join the video? Just go on X on Twitter, and if you go on, you look at my Twitter handle CulePodcast, and you click on the streamer link, you'll be able to join. What's up, Petrified Salmon? I mean, I thought Nico wasn't gonna come either until I really thought about it. Doesn't make sense for him to wait and delay if he's just gonna stay at Bilbao in the end. He would have already said something. It only makes sense for him to time things accordingly if he's announcing an exit from his boyhood club, where timing needs to be right for both him and
Yeah.
Athletic Club.
It makes sense for Nico because
It does make sense.
I think Athletic Club wants him for another year because they're in the Europa League, right? So and I think they're again. Remember that chat that we had? Like they're gonna try to compete for it.
No. I mean, looking at that comment, I think, what timing could he potentially be looking for? Like, is it maybe in the next week or so? Because Barcelona, they have the money. Because if not, they wouldn't be offering, sending an offer to RB Leipzig.
Yeah, but we were never broke.
No, I obviously agree. But for example, also, oh my God, something to keep in mind. Barcelona, they still even haven't agreed like the Nike deal. They haven't gotten
that's the
that
one.
done. They haven't gotten the Barca Studios deal. All those deals. Laporta, Deco, guys,
I think-
what are you guys doing?
I think that's the only reason why they don't want to sign Nico because they're waiting for the Nike deal and the Libero one.
Oh, I mean,
Because they want to use that money for Nico. Well, the 55 is gonna be on Olmo basically.
maybe because they are going to be able to spend that in in various years. But
Yeah.
Alvaro, just thoughts on that conversation that we already have. Just thoughts on Deco. Do you think that we are going to be able to make signings towards like the end of the transfer window? Because right there we still have Longley, and the Joaos. That's an actual fear that at the end of the summer we're going to be stuck with the Joaos as like a desperation. It's crazy.
Wait, talking about Lenglet, aren't there rumors of Atletico Madrid being after him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, Deco
Please,
needs to close that.
I'll take him for a bag of chips, bro.
I
No,
mean,
but look,
Deco,
look.
close that.
No,
Yeah,
but
watch-
look, talking
yeah.
talking
but
about
watch,
your
Wait, I will go ahead.
Go, my bad.
no, talking about your son, like what you asked me. I see it is just that I don't trust Deco. We've already seen too many hiccups, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if there continue to be issues between him and even now Hansi Flick, then it will be his fault.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
No. Yeah, this is
No,
crazy.
You guys hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you.
You guys-
But
sorry,
but
sorry,
second,
bro.
you wanted to hop in and talk about what Abdul was saying.
No.
Oh, me?
Oh, I thought one of you guys wanted to jump in.
Oh. All right, go ahead, Albert. You go. All right.
Okay.
So, all right. Then.
Do I speak?
I don't know. Yo, what the heck?
No, I thought that one of you guys wanted to jump in, but I guess that wasn't the case. But also
Do I go?
another point that I was thinking is that, for example, with all these departures and everything, and Barcelona's lack of ability to close all these deals, close the departures and everything, and looking at the reports, for example, of Longley, waiting towards the end of the transfer window just to analyze all the offers.
Yeah.
Barcelona's negotiation power is just decreasing, because
Yep.
for example, what happens if we receive an offer, let's say a Sevilla want, Ansu Fati or Clement Longley at the end of the summer, but they can only pay, let's say 50% or 75% of their wages. Barcelona, in a situation where they haven't sold any of these guys, they haven't managed to clear them or anything, they're going to say, hey, you know what? We're taking that. Something is better than nothing,
Yeah.
And that just reiterates my point that Barcelona's sporting planning and department and how they're managing the whole signings and departures is an absolute mess. And
Yeah.
the way they're handling is disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like we lost so much power as a club when it comes to selling and signing players. Like back then, we used to have like the power to like even rumors. Like we were so close to signing Thiago Silva back then to pair with Gerard Piqué. And now we can even sell like Langley. What happened? Like how bad did we fall as a club? It goes to like power.
It's simply it's just incompetence.
Yeah,
Incompetence
exactly.
at its
Yeah,
finest, right there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Laporta is probably the most BS person, always hyping things up. And speaking about Laporta, this is also going to look bad on him as
Just
well
like
because
our
he.
fan base.
What happens again?
Just like our fan base.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
they do hype things up, but the thing is that Laporta he publicly came out and said that we can actually make the Nico Williams deal happen. If Laporta isn't able to make that deal happen, then that's gonna look. It's not gonna be the
No, but
best.
look,
It's not
but
gonna be the
look,
best
but
look.
look. Look, one thing is for him to say that they can financially afford him. Another thing is for Nico Williams to not want to come. If Nico Williams decides to stay, that's not Laporta. Laporta's fault would have been if he just simply could not afford the
yeah,
signing, but he can't afford it. It's just Nico Williams who's playing hard to get. He thinks that he's Mbappe making the
yeah.
decision. So I mean, yeah, I agree with Laporta being an issue and all this, and then him openly saying all this. But at the end of the day, it's not his fault. Like he's doing what he can he's providing the funds. It's just the main situation
Yeah.
right now with Nico Williams.
Okay.
I've
So
question though.
guys, if
I've
Nico Williams doesn't come this season, so do you think we should go for him next season also?
I
No,
I, I think that's depending on on the conditions of the signing.
yeah,
I think, for example, is there going to be a La Masia talent popping up?
that
That's
also,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
potentially,
like
yeah,
yeah,
no. And look, for example, a year ago today, we had no idea that Nico Williams would be this big. Maybe a year ago from now, a new player pops up that's even better than Nico Williams.
I
But
mean,
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
potentially.
Are you willing to pay almost twice as much for a player that didn't want
I'm
to
not.
come to your program the first time? No, that's why people say the Barca train passes by once.
No.
Personally, as a fan, it sounds dumb, but I wouldn't want Nico Williams coming back a second time asking for to come into the club a year from now. That's not how it works. He doesn't get to pick when he comes or not.
all right. I mean, like Nico Williams has been like popping, uh, during the past 3 years, but slowly for that. Then I feel like the reason why players like hesitant to come to Barca because probably because of how Deco like talk to the agent and to them like, oh, probably we offer you like a low wage and this and that, like like not a good balance of halfway communication. That's why players like Nico Williams, Lubimendi, Merino are so hesitant to come to Barca right now because of how Deco handles it.
No.
Probably that's why.
No, I just think that Declan needs to personally go and just like, for example, as I said, convince Nico Williams of the project. For example, you have the keys to the Barcelona attack. You're gonna be playing with your best friends. You're gonna be at Barcelona playing Champions League. But you potentially not gonna win it, but you have a chance and everything like that. You're gonna be playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, competing for all the titles and everything. You're gonna be earning good money. You can throw in bonuses and everything like that for objectives
Yeah,
and everything. And just if you aren't able to convince Nico Williams for, as I said, isn't playing for Real Madrid, isn't playing for Bayern, isn't playing for one of these legacy teams, that speaks on Deco and everything.
yeah,
I think
pretty
this
much.
summer will reflect extremely poorly on Deco if he doesn't deliver this summer. True. And Laporta for that matter. This is his biggest summer as sporting director. There might be a vote of no confidence if he doesn't get signings across the line
Yeah,
and make the right sales. To be
Also,
honest, I'd be happy if he
also,
just cuts a lot of the dead weight in the squad and signed Olmo and we went into the season like that. And honestly, I agree with that. I agree with a lot of what you said. And I
also,
also agree with the same.
guys,
I don't think that we need Danny Olmo. I agree.
yeah,
Elias,
yeah. So fine. So
don't you
pineapple.
think
Wait,
that
wait, wait, second, go for it.
Oh, my bad.
don't you
Go.
think Laporta, appoints inexperience, personally in the club, like he, appointed Xavi, inexperienced. So, anything can be blamed, all will be blamed on Xavi. Now
Yeah,
again, he appointed Deco, everything will regarding
yeah.
signings, all will be blamed on Deco. So, he gets a pass, Laporta, every time.
Okay. But guys, trying to round off the video and talking about this Daniel Olmo topic. Barcelona, they're most likely going to pay 60 million euros for Dani Olmo. It's like that.
I mean,
If the,
55 though.
no, but RB Leipzig they've said no. They said no to 55.
Oh,
That's the thing. RB Leipzig have
that's what
said
I'm
no
saying.
to 55, and they're going to be
Okay,
holding out for 60. That's the thing.
that's like
RB
the
Leipzig.
flat. That's their flat.
Just just
60.
just put Lingley in it to sweeten the deal, and let's go.
Yeah, just put Lenglet did it. I completely agree. RB Leipzig take Lenglet. Barcelona, they did offer 55 million euros fixed with some variables reaching
Every,
60.
yeah.
But RB Leipzig said no, we want 60 million euros fixed, and
Oh, fixed.
that's
Okay. Okay.
and that's where the difference is 5 million euros. I think Barcelona they're going to change it in a little bit. And so I want you guys just rate it. If Barcelona they were going to make that signing, what would you guys rate the signing?
Wait, what?
Seka, you can go first.
7.
What's the question again?
If Barcelona were to sign Dani Olmo for 60 million euros, how
Yeah.
would you rate the signing?
All right.
From a scale from 1 to 10.
7
Okay.
out of 10.
7 out of 10? Okay.
If he is the only signing and Nico Williams stays, I will probably say a 6.5 because again, that's not a name that you bring in to be an X factor, and much less to a midfield and an attack that's already clustered in the position that he plays. If he was to come with Nico Williams, I will probably rate that an 8 because you still protect the left wing position and now you have support. But if he's the only move that we make, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a total fan.
Also,
Okay.
what saddens me is that he was our academy player, and now we are paying 60 million for him to get him again.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's also something
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a former.
Yeah, he is.
He knows the club basically.
Yeah, he
He knows
does.
the club.
But that's just Barcelona's business, like summed up in in a nutshell. We have the La Masia talent. He
Uh-huh.
goes out elsewhere.
Yeah.
He grows, and now he becomes a player who Barcelona they have to pay 60
Yeah.
million for.
But again, people wanted Xavi Simons over him though during
Yeah.
during the
Yeah.
Euro runs. But
Yeah,
even though
there you go.
Xavi Simons was so bad in that tournament,
But NJ, rating for
all
Dani
right,
Olmo.
I will say the rating and I will add a little bit of comment on that. So I will say 7 out of 10
Okay, 7 out
because
of 10.
again Hansi Flick will not gonna rely only on Pablo Torre, Pedri and Fermin
Okay.
at all. Because telling you during the half season there's gonna be a lot of injuries for no reason.
There are. There.
And Daniel Olmo, because I know that for sure, Hansi Flick's gonna put Daniel Olmo and Pedri like take turns. Because again, we need to act like a big club. Like we have to sign players, and if they want to play, they have to earn their spot, no matter what. And it doesn't matter if you're a $100 million player or a $30 million player. You have to earn your spot if you want to play. As simple as that.
If Dani Olmo is the only signing, it's a 0 out of 10.
Yeah, but again,
And yeah, and well, what happened? Did you just
yeah,
to
yeah.
finalize?
But again, we can't. Again, the only reason why it's a low rating because we can't sign any other midfielders because
No.
Zubimendi doesn't want to join yet.
I mean, the midfielders that are going to be, in Barcelona, it's going to be Marc Casado and Marc Bernal. Those are our
Yeah.
new signings.
Yeah,
Right there.
and also for sure, Flick's gonna put Gavi as a CDM.
No.
Yeah,
Basically, Gavi's going to be our new signing as well, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
basically.
Yeah, if La Masia is in there to bail us out, we're going to be struggling. But guys, I agree with everything that you guys said. This signing, it could turn out great, but the thing is, Barcelona they need a lot more. They need a lot more. We
Yeah,
need a
for
left
sure,
winger.
for sure.
We need a pivot, and I don't know if this is going to be the signing that's going to solve Barcelona's
For
problems.
sure. Yeah, it's not really, but it will improve us more
It will.
compared to last year.
It will, but there's still holes on the team.
I mean, we might nick a couple Del Rey.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But guys, that was it for the video. Saket, thank you for stopping by. NJ, thank you for stopping by. 2 consistent viewers who joined the stream. Guys, if you guys want to join the stream, feel free, feel comfortable, to jump in. and have a conversation. I also do these, weekly episodes, so you guys can also join and give your thoughts, in this longer formatted video. And this will be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you guys do prefer to listen to, your longer formatted videos on those platforms. Sampana, don't worry about it. All good. Just next week, man. Barca's like that kid who has some money, but everything is too expensive, so that's so expensive.
That's so me in real life.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how to spend our money. It's simple as that. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Guys, thank you guys for stopping by. And as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next